What's up, Undertoads? This is Derek, and I'm here with the second half of our feature on the 10 best Donkey Kong games of all time. If you missed part 1, you missed the first 5 games on the list, and you missed some vintage commentary from Donkey Kong himself. I mean, frankly, he kind of lashed out a bit, and I think the take-home lesson is to never bring up, well, you know who around Donkey Kong, and whatever you do, never talk about cages. He really doesn't like it when you...
Hey, Donkey Kong hate cages! Donkey Kong smash!
Let's get the barrel rolling on part 2 of our list with the very game this feature is celebrating in the first place. Originally released for the Game Boy in 1994 and now available on the 3DS eShop, this is one of the best handheld Nintendo games of all time. It's the familiarly named Donkey Kong, often called Donkey Kong 94. In many ways, this is a direct successor to the original arcade trilogy. It has the same gameplay and the same premise as the first Donkey Kong, but Donkey Kong 94 expands those concepts into a massive quest with more than 100 vintage platforming stages. This game almost ruined 1995 for me. I remember being appalled when I learned that the star of the show, Donkey Kong himself, wouldn't even be playable in this game. But after careful deliberation, I decided to give Donkey Kong Country 2 a shot, and it's a good thing I did because this game is stunning. Now, it doesn't have quite the same character appeal, a problem that would be even more evident in its follow-up, but putting Diddy Kong in the spotlight does feel right, and it made this gorgeous game feel a bit different, even more contemporary than its predecessor. I mean, what do you think, Donkey Kong?
I think it's stupid.
Like Diddy busting out of a tag barrel, this game smashed Donkey Kong's post-rare funk and put his series back in its rightful place at the industry's forefront. It has a simple title, but really it's more a statement than a title. Donkey Kong Country Returns is a return, a spectacular revision of an old classic. But don't call it a rehash. There's a lot more new than old in this very inspired game, which is also one of the very best Wii games to date. There aren't many games as timeless, influential, or enjoyable as this one. It's a game that started it all for Donkey Kong, and in many ways, even Nintendo. It's the groundbreaking, the classic, the debut Donkey Kong. And this game is held in such high regard for many reasons, chief among them, its impeccable design. But there's also that legacy. I mean, this was one of the first games to offer a story, helping to usher in an era of character-driven games that would elevate its industry to unprecedented popularity. It's also one of my all-time favorites, which speaks both to how good it is and to my impeccable taste. And if you like Donkey Kong, you certainly have impeccable taste. This game changed everything. Not only did it revive and reimagine the long-dormant Donkey Kong franchise, not only did it restore consumer interest in the Super Nintendo, not only did it feature graphics previously unheard of on a home console, but it also gave Donkey Kong a tie.
Hey, Donkey Kong like tie! Donkey Kong look like George Clooney! Hey!
Often labeled one of the best platformers ever made, Donkey Kong Country was an astounding game in 1994, but an even greater testament to its quality is how well the game has aged. Its bouncy, rhythmic platforming is as smooth as ever, its soundtrack remains one of Nintendo's best, and although it was a tough choice, Donkey Kong Country remains our pick for the best Donkey Kong game of all time. But of course, we want to know what you think. Did we mess up the order? Did we skip one of your favorites? Let us know in the comments. And for Donkey Kong, I'm Derek from Classic Game Room, wishing you a...
Hey, watch more Donkey Kong! Watch more Donkey Kong! Yeah!